Now, Colleges of Education Academic Staff Union (COESU) has directed union members to go to work twice a week in view of the current hike in petrol prices occasioned by the removal of fuel subsidy. Now, the president of the union, Smart Olugbeko, issued the directive in a statement on Wednesday. According to Olugbeko, union members could no longer survive on the current minimum wage. The directive followed the union's extraordinary meeting held on Tuesday, July 18, 2023. Members of the union would not return to full work till the federal government agrees to COESU's demand of 200% increase in salary. Now, here is how he put it in the statement. The national leadership of our great union, in its extraordinary meeting held on Tuesday, 18th July 2023, had agreed to direct its members to go to work 2 days weekly until federal government yields to its demand of 200% increase in salary amidst the difficulty of members to get to work as a result of a hike in the price of petrol. The implementation of the removal of fuel subsidy by the federal government 2 months ago raised the price of a litre of petrol by 250%. This worsened the inflationary rate of the cost of transportation, food and other essential commodities and impoverished the Nigerian people. Workers, including staff of colleges of education, kept faith with the government and chose to endure the untold hardship, thinking it would be only for a while, as the government promised to roll out palliative measures, which includes a significant increase in salaries. Now, the leadership of the union has been inundated by members' complaints that they could no longer go to work as a result of a hike in the price of petrol and the resultant high cost of transportation. This development comes 24 hours after the price per litre of petrol at fuel stations across the country, including those of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, hit 617 naira. To talk about this, I still have with me Cyril Abako, who is our in-house analyst. Cyril, it's a whole day, for both of us to diverse these issues. Now, one would say that it is not surprising if they say they no longer want to go to work or possibly just go to... Cyril, this is serious. This is not funny. It's a serious situation. It's compounded.
If they say they will not go to work again.
Then you know that they will not.
Because they cannot come and kill themselves.
They say that they would rather go to work twice. So it means that students who stay in the hostel...
You can't imagine your lecturer walking, wearing tattered clothes. He has not shaved for 2 weeks. He has barely eaten that day.
Mm-hmm.
His shoe is the sole of his shoe is chopping away. He perhaps has not been able to afford basic things that he should use to keep his body in good
Especially assistant lecturers. I think the ones you're referring to, the assistant lecturers are
even
like that.
Esther. Do you think that if you earn $500,000 today, you are a big person?
No.
So what is the big deal in it? Somebody, how much does the professor earn?
Honestly, about maybe 200,000.
Some of them 400, some of them
200,000 for
400. They're about PhD holder. So
yes.
I'm not aware that CA lecturers do consultancy much. I'm not aware of that. University lecturers could. You know what I mean? A department of whatever the person is a lecturer.
And also a consultant.
In medicine, you could even you'll be working and teaching. In mass communication, you could be a media consultant to somebody.
Yes.
In marketing. Of course, you could be in branding. You could be consulting. In agriculture, definitely you could be consulting. A lot of people now want to own farms. If you're in building and construction, of course you could be. If you're in architecture, you could be drawing plans for people. But COE, you are teaching teachers. How about now? Esther. Even lecturers, they are all never good though.
Of course. Of course not. I'm waiting for
they never appear.
They've been quite
now want to you now want to bring. So you see, they've said, look, if we continue, we will die. Let me give a scenario. If you earn 250,000, or where should I even put? Look, let me say 270,000. I'm assuming you're a Christian, so you remove your tithe if you believe in paying tithe. Yes. 27,000 has gone. you have 3 children, you have your wife. Maybe she, because of course a lecturer or his wife, let's just say maybe she runs a shop by the corner.
Okay.
So you have 3 children. You have to pay their school fees. They are definitely not attending a government school.
How do you know? Some of them are attending the school where they work. The school's primary segment.
It's not a guarantee that they are
that they have it.
Yes, that they have it like that. It's not
especially for those polytechnics and.
So should I be forced to put them there? Maybe they are going to a private school. They are paying some. You know, they are paying. By the time you pay school fees of 3 people.
What's it remain?
Then there's no light. At least you have a small fridge in the house. No. You are buying 3,000 naira fuel every day, or 4,000 naira fuel. Maybe 5,000 naira fuel every day. In a week you go bankrupt.
Obviously. Then
transport. You can't even fuel your car. You look at your car and you're grumbling. If you have a car, okay. So this kind of thing now. When students come and say, "Sir, my grade is not good," and so on, and that's why the problem now comes.
That's where the problem comes, yes. Begin to see something exchange hands.
I'm a Christian, Esther. I'm born again. I'm a Christian. I wouldn't indulge in what I know to be wrong. I will not. But when we discuss economics, we don't bring our moral whatever
background or even your religious belief to it.
Please don't do it, because even the finance of men sometimes become terribly disturbed. So this is the problem. So for how long are they going to continue on this thread? For how long? They said it didn't get better in 6 months' time. So they should continue like that for 6 months. Haba. We're not being fair. So when I see them say that they should go to school twice a week, some of them will even go only once, spend an hour and go away, because you can't teach on an hungry stomach now. It's not possible.
To students then? Because to be honest, the students were groaning, they were frustrated. We did a vox pop, of course, VOPTV. You can watch most of our vox pop there, where a lot of the students complained. They said that it's difficult for them, especially those who live off campus.
You know, see, please, let's face a fact. Teachers have not been the highest earners in many places. That's why you see, if you go to primary school, secondary school, sometimes there was even a case where the teacher brought a goosey to school and told the students to be peeling it for her. They are selling buns, selling granuts,
selling pure water,
sachet water, selling all kinds of things. Now, the Ankara to students now.
Do you know, even in workplaces, so you see some staff having mini shops. They'll tell you, except this.
In that corner. There was an incident that I witnessed first, and I was very young. I was in primary school. I witnessed it, you know. Obviously, this was a well-liked teacher.
Okay.
So the students always came to his house. Maybe they paid some extra for him to be teaching them, to have extra time with
classes.
them. When they come, they will go to the market. They will cook for him. With them, of course, you come teacher. They will cook for him. He will eat first. He will eat first.
Okay. Then before he proceeds on the teacher.
He cannot do what this was.
Oh no.
No, I don't think the reason why government employees usually don't earn the most is simple. We talk about the minimum wage, for example.
Okay.
It is because the things you would have used your money to get, government has already provided it. That's the basic understanding. That's the basic thing. But where that is missing, there are no good roads. There's no good water. Why should the teacher build a house and think of pumping, sinking a borehole? You've robbed him of his sanity. You've robbed him of his moral. When we were small, we were told that teachers that in COEs, okay, COEs that in COEs, if you went to a COE on examination day, if you as much as looked up or looked sideways, you were automatically disqualified, because your work is to go and teach children. So if you are corrupt in being taught, why want to be corrupt in teaching children? That was what they said, that the standard of COEs was so strict that if you're that even if you're, I don't know how it was, because of course we were told by children that if even your pen fell down and you bend down that anything that you did to suggest that you were turning left or turning right, it was automatic disqualification. And to be fair, the teachers who taught us were sound
and strict.
We are very sound. They were sound.
Disciplined.
My godmother who taught me, children, she was very sound, strict. So the disciplinarian, till today.
Yes.
I can't think of my childhood. And after thinking of my mother, and there's no I can't think of that woman.
That's true.
In fact, in a Facebook tribute I think it was 2 years ago, I wrote about her and about the role she played in my life as a child. They're able to look at your gifts, look at how you're able to,
and how the handlers.
Yes, they're psychologists. Today's teachers want to teach you, and in fact, they are checking their time. Coming to class to teach you is like
let's round up
and just walk away.
Yes, you're right
walk away.
That.
The pay is bad, which is bad. The society is not helping matters.
Cyril, even as far back as 1990 something, 2000, it was still okay, especially for federal government colleges. The population of students were more than the lecturers available. But the lecturers did try. You have a classroom of a particular lecturer, a particular teacher, teaching a classroom of about almost 100, sometimes 80 something. Federal colleges, there are a lot of students there. But they usually at the time take their time to ensure that everybody is apt in reading. When it's time to conduct tests, they don't mind using 2 or 3 classrooms to space everyone. You cannot cheat. You cannot afford to. And they call other lecturers, other teachers to come and invigilate them to ensure that
it was a standard.
So that was a standard at the time. But let's look at the scenario with this. Would you say it's actually wrong wanting to go this private?
How many of these lecturers have housing?
Exactly. You made a statement. You said that ideally, the reason why their salaries are not, is because already the government has subsidized.
Number one, housing. Number one, housing.
Health, that is their medical facility, and even welfare, where you have all this cooperative and stuff like that. But see, when that system is already corrupt, when the system itself, that system that is meant to subsidize is already corrupt towards these public officials, this is basically what happens.
So now I think the union has said, go to work twice a week.
So do you recall 2 months ago when a particular individual in the public service raised an alarm that a colleague of his is earning 400,000 naira, whereby the level is meant to earn about 70 or 80,000. So he mistakenly saw that and was asking that colleague whom they were friends. That one said, "What's your business? Leave it alone." And that was why he raised the alarm. Can you remember?
No, I don't.
You can't remember. It was recent, about a month or 2 months ago. And then whereby the Federal Inland Revenue Service said that they were going to look into it and that they were going to investigate the scenario where you have persons working in public offices. They have their levels and how much they're meant to earn. But possibly because this individual was working directly with the director, his money was inflated, refused to tell the colleague, and the colleague accidentally saw it and raised the alarm. And that was where that particular scenario, circulated. And that one divulged everything. And they said there was going to be an internal affairs investigation on it. This is the public system. So is it possible that this is what has created the fracture in the system that has led to what is ongoing?
Well, it could be, there could be such pockets of discrepancies here and there. One. Number two, I've said it time and again that Abuja civil servants don't know how much they earn. They don't. Perhaps it was communicated in your letter, but at the end of every month, you cannot be certain how much is coming into your account. You cannot. You can quote me on that. You cannot. You can't be sure how much is coming to your account at the end of the month. It could be a little more, it could be less, it could be whatever, it could be 10,000 naira gone, 20,000 naira gone, whatever it is. You're not sure how much you're going to earn at month's end. Go and check it. These are facts. You can go and check it. That's why it is extremely difficult to be employed by the federal government, even as a cleaner in the ministry. Do we not know this? Somebody wakes up and sees millions in his account the following morning, and he's wondering how the money came in. Money just is as if money is just randomly move away. That that sort of thing. A cleaner a janitor, whatever, in the minute, suddenly sees 800 million naira in his account, and he's wondering how did the money enter there. See, let's come back to the matter on the table. The impact of this subsidy removal is something that should not be politicized. The Kwara governor the other day said people should come, people should go to work 3 times a week. Later he said they should come to food. You cannot politicize it. Don't make it look like if you say that you're making government look like they don't know what they're doing, like the policy is failing. Is the policy working? Is the policy working? Can you shut the mouth of manufacturers? Is the policy working? This is COE. Also may come in with its own.
Yes.
Very soon.
Very soon. We're
expecting
that actually.
Of course. We are discussing how to raise the minimum wage with labor and so on. Then the next thing, the price of fuel now goes even further up. This way, if dollar continues to weaken, if the naira continues to weaken against the dollar, you may wake up to find that you're buying fuel for 1,500 naira in the next 2 months. Okay, so who wants to live with that? Really, anybody who wants to sincerely live with that is not facing the truth.
But do you think the federal government
power hike is hike in tariff of power
that's coming very soon?
Is coming. Even Bond yesterday was complaining that the NB is about to raise the amount of money they charge to issue licenses. Is also dollar influenced?
I think it's dollar influenced.
I don't understand how. Why?
I don't know.
I thought their work was to process the papers you bring and give you license.
Give you license.
What has the license now got to do with hiking in whatever it is that they're hiking? I just hope that we wake up early to put on our thinking caps and do what is right. But that things will keep going up this way, and people will sit down and clap and say, we believe in this government. We know that they are working in our interest, and we believe that we can, even if you want to bear the sacrifices, you can't go hungry for a week. It's not possible. No matter how much you love government, you can't go hungry for a week. So the government should expect this sort of responses every now and then. You can't. There's nothing you can do about that, except you raise the minimum wage to like 200 or 300,000 naira. Then some people say, okay, let's see how we can manage with that.
All right.
But until that happens,
All right, thank you, Cyril Abako. It's been quite interesting having to be with you, have this conversation on the 2 very important segments that we had right here in VOP this morning. All right, we still have more for you, but like we told you, do you think what we talked about today and the measures to cushion the effect of the subsidy removal, the needful should be done as quick as possible? The coercive lecturers are asking to only come to work twice in a week. What happens to the students? Will the students decide that they would only attend the lectures twice in a week? What then happens if the federal government does not listen to their demand and do the needful by increasing their salaries by 200%? Does it mean that we're expecting another crumple or another staunch in our educational sector? These are the questions that are mind-boggling and demands responses, and we actually want you to actually tell us what you think. Up next is entertainment and sports. We'll be right back in a bit.